Nnamdi Kanu makes shocking revelation about Osinbajo and Femi Adesina. The leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB Nnamdi Kanu, has claimed that Vice President Yemi Osinbajo and presidential spokesperson Femi Adesina are meeting in Aso Rock. In a post on his Facebook page, the IPOB leader alleged that Osinbajo had been infected with COVID-19 and was in critical condition. According to Nnamdi Kanu, the widely publicized meeting between President Muhammad Buhari and Governor Babagana Zulum of Borno was fake. He wrote, "As we continue to pray for the quick recovery of all those afflicted by this global pestilence, let us also ask God to protect those who were either forcibly infected with COVID-19 like Yemi Osinbajo or missing due to what they know about Fulani Grand Deception with Jubril al-Sudani like poor Femi Adesina, who has not been seen around Aso Rock for some days now. We must also remember the unfortunate Nigerians who are about to be used as laboratory animals and experimented upon by Chinese scientists this rogue Fulani regime brought into Nigeria as a few days ago. Those who are in doubt as to the true purpose of bringing the Chinese to the zoo should listen to my last broadcast. Surprise, surprise, after I expressed my genuine concern yesterday morning regarding the welfare of missing Femi Adesina, remnants of the evil regime hastily put together a few photoshopped pictures in response to prove Femi Adesina is still alive and Jubril in Aso Rock, North Cuba. Unfortunately for whoever is now operating Femi Adesina's Facebook account, the usual unavoidable mistakes where they are in the editing of the pictures they publish. Eagle-eyed IPOP analysts have already spotted them. When these pictures were published yesterday afternoon, our analysts and forensic psychologists went through the photos and late last night, they authoritatively informed me the picture posted on Femi Adesina's Facebook page were fake. They also determined that it was most unlikely that it was Femi Adesina that published them. They quickly outlined why the pictures were fake. In the first picture, the mask-wearing actor pretending to be Buhari appears to be welcoming somebody else, not Governor Zulum of Borno State. Observe that TV on the bookshelf to the right of the picture is off. When Governor Zulum emerged in the second picture, he was looking at the floor as the actor with the Buhari mask was looking at something else, but definitely not at the governor, which he should. The line of sight on each other is skewed, which is a classic sign of bad photo editing. Again, notice the TV is off. As they now stand to pose for a photo call, the fully protected governor is standing beside an unprotected Buhari in the same lodge. Inside the conference room where they were meant to be holding what we assume is an important meeting as the picture indicates, the TV is now on, another case of bad Photoshop. Also notice how the actor pretending to be Buhari is looking and smirking at something straight in front of him when Professor Zulum in full protective gear is going through some official document. You will notice in this hastily photoshopped picture that they never said what Governor Zulum was in Aso Rock for, unlike in previous Femi Adesina's post. This is concrete proof it wasn't Femi Adesina that posted the pictures. Any official visit to Aso Rock, even ordinary courtesy calls, is noted officially, but here there is nothing. Again, fearing exposure and ridicule, they only posted three photos of a visit they considered so important to publicize, but instead posted more one on Adesina's blogging site, which again is unusual. The last picture is an old photo taken in the main presidential office in Aso Rock that had no bearing whatsoever with the narratives of the rest of the pictures. Governor Zulum was not received in the main office with a green chair and coat of arms, but had to add this picture to give the forgery an air of authenticity. Now, ask yourself this question: why couldn't they video the meeting, or at least the greeting phase of the meeting, as the late Buhari always did? Is the video function on the same camera used to take this picture also on lockdown? They keep lying, we keep exposing them. Thank you for listening to this news. Yes, viewers, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, I just quoted it. You see, nothing can be hidden. You see, the truth may may last, but not for so long. Since this recent lockdown, most of the things that has been done in Aso Rock has always been looking so fictitious and unreal, and it gives me a lot of worry to see that um, things concerning uh, our country Nigeria, things that are supposed to be taken so serious, are now taken to be very very faking. It doesn't augur well. How can Nigerians be comfortable? How can Nigerians be be pleased? Anything that is not real doesn't worth welcoming, doesn't worth doing things with. I'm not comfortable with the style of this country any longer. Things New things keep happening, and these new things that keep happening keep being things that doesn't worth it. You see what this lockdown has actually caused, and what is still causing. It's now making so many of our leaders to be looking so unreal and fake. Their acts and behavior now look so fake and unpredictable. They are all unpredictable now. One can hardly believe their moves, their speech, and their decisions. Everything now looks so fake and unreal. One can hardly believe them. You can imagine when President Mubarak presented his speech. I know that only 30% Nigerians will believe that of a truth that speech was presented in Aso Rock, but 70% will know that it's a lie. Is it good? Is it good? You can see what this lockdown is causing. I would say that Nigeria is not in a good shape. It's not in a good shape at all, and that is as a result of this lockdown. And things are not going well the way it's supposed to. You see, so Mazi Nnamdi Kanu exposing um, uh, uh, Osinbajo's state of health is actually something of good mind. You know, so Osinbajo, I would say, is not it's not too bad to be it's not a bad person anyway, but it's just that he has just allowed himself to be used and rubbished by the President Muhammadu Buhari's cabals and aides. But then, because he's a man of God and because God is someone by himself, by his side, so many of these issue they are having in Nassau Rock hardly before him, you know. So I would say that for the person of Osinbajo and his way about, wherever he is, Nigerians should just try and put him in prayer because the professor needs your prayer. You know, he needs your prayer because since President Buhari's aides has